There is an ancient saying that humans die two deaths. The first is when your heart stops beating and your breath leaves your body. The second is when your name is spoken for the last time, but we have entered a new era of human history. An era where the second death might never happen. Welcome to the age of the digital ghost. Think about your phone. Right now, it is in your pocket or your hand. It knows where you are. It knows who you text at 2 a.m. It holds thousands of photos you have never printed. It knows your bank passwords, your secrets, and your fears. Now, imagine you are gone. The physical you is gone. But the data? It remains. It floats in the cloud, on servers in cold rooms in Virginia or Ireland, waiting for a login that will never come. Today on Backstage Stories, we are unearthing the digital afterlife. We are not talking about ghosts in sheets. We are talking about ghosts in the machine. We are investigating the eerie permanence of your digital footprint, the algorithms that refuse to let you go, and the terrifying new technology that promises to resurrect you from the dead using your text messages. By the year 2070, experts predict that Facebook will have more dead users than living ones. It will become the largest graveyard in the history of mankind. And unlike a physical cemetery where the dead rest in peace, in the digital world, the dead are still generating revenue. Let's start with the sheer scale of what we leave behind. In the physical world, when someone passes away, we clean out their house, we pack up their clothes, we give away their furniture. It is a ritual of closure. But how do you clean out a house that has no doors and infinite rooms? The average internet user leaves behind a massive trail of debris: social media profiles, email accounts, cryptocurrency wallets, dating app profiles, gaming avatars. It is estimated that the average person will generate megabytes of data every single day of their life. When you die, this data does not evaporate, it sits there. And this creates the first layer of our haunting, the digital junk drawer. Most of us assume that when we die, our accounts will just stop, but they don't. Unless you have given someone your passwords, which is actually illegal in many terms of service agreements, your accounts enter a state of limbo. They become zombie accounts. This brings us to the most painful part of the digital afterlife: the haunting of the living. Algorithms are not human. They do not understand grief. They do not understand death. They are programmed to drive engagement. And to an algorithm, a dead user is just a user who hasn't posted in a while. This leads to horrific situations for grieving families. Imagine losing a spouse. You are trying to move on, and then 1 year later your phone buzzes. It is Facebook or Instagram, and it says, "Here is a memory from 5 years ago." And there is a photo of your late husband, smiling, looking alive. It is a digital punch to the gut. This feature, designed to bring nostalgia, becomes a weapon of emotional trauma. There are countless stories of people receiving LinkedIn notifications saying, "Congratulate John for his work anniversary," 3 years after John died. Or Pinterest emails suggesting pins you might like sent to a teenage girl who passed away in a car accident. Leaving her parents to find the email on her open laptop, the machine is trying to engage a ghost. And in doing so, it haunts the people left behind. But it gets darker. Because if you don't control your digital ghost, someone else might. Hackers often target the accounts of the deceased. Why? Because dead people don't change their passwords. They don't check their bank statements. Identity thieves scour obituaries, then try to crack the email accounts of the dead to steal their identity, apply for credit cards, or scam their friends. Imagine the horror of receiving a Facebook message from your dead best friend that says, "Hey, I'm in trouble. Can you send money?" It happens more often than you think. This is the new grave robbing, so if we leave all this data behind, can we use it? Should we use it? This brings us to the frontier of science fiction and ethical nightmares: AI resurrection. There is a technology being developed right now called grief tech. The idea is simple. You feed an artificial intelligence all the text messages, emails, and voice notes of a deceased person. The AI learns how they spoke. It learns their jokes. It learns their memories, and then it becomes them. In 2020, a South Korean documentary team used virtual reality to reunite a mother with her deceased 7-year-old daughter. They built a digital avatar of the child using photos and videos. They recreated her voice. In the simulation, the mother put on a VR headset and met her daughter in a park. The digital ghost said, "Mom, where have you been? I missed you." The mother broke down in tears. She tried to hug the air. Millions of people watched this footage. Some found it beautiful. Others found it deeply disturbing. Was this healing? Or was it keeping the mother trapped in a digital delusion? Then there is the story of James Vlahos. When his father was dying of cancer, James recorded hours of interviews with him. He fed those recordings into a chatbot program. He created the Dadbot. After his father died, James could type into his phone, "Hey Dad, tell me about your childhood," and the Dadbot would answer in his father's style, using his father's stories. James found it comforting. But critics warn us, we are entering dangerous territory. If we can upload our consciousness or a copy of it to the cloud, are we conquering death? Or are we creating digital puppets that will be forced to perform forever? This leads us to the final, and perhaps most boringly terrifying question. Who owns your ghost? You might think you own your photos. You might think you own your emails, but read the fine print. When you sign up for social media, you are signing a contract. In many cases, the platform owns the license to your content forever. There have been massive legal battles where parents of deceased teenagers sued Apple or Facebook just to get the password to their child's account. They just wanted to see the photos. They wanted to read the final messages to know if their child was happy, and the tech giants said, no. They cited privacy laws. They argued that even in death, the user has a right to privacy, even from their own parents. It took years of court battles to change some of these laws. Today, Apple has a legacy contact feature. Facebook allows you to set a legacy contact to manage your memorialized account, but very few people use them. Most of us just assume we will live forever. We are the first generation in history to leave behind a digital soul. We are building monuments of data that will outlast the pyramids. But we have no idea who will maintain them. Will your great-grandchildren be able to chat with an AI version of you in 100 years? And if they do, will that AI really be you? Or will it just be a ghost in the machine, repeating the same lines for eternity? So tonight I want you to do one thing. Put down your phone. Look at the people around you. And remember, the digital world is permanent, but it is cold. The real world is temporary, but it is warm. Make sure you leave behind more than just data. This has been Backstage Stories. If you want to know what happens behind the curtain of reality, subscribe. Because the truth is always stranger than fiction.